I'm going to share some things in this video about, so let me back up. A lot of times when we're in a Mormon mixed faith marriage, we start to hyper focus on the negative. We start to focus on what's not working, what all the problems are, how this is really challenging and really hard. That's what I want to talk about. I'm going to give you 3 tips on what to do when you find yourself in that sort of hyper focused, super negative mindset, which is really common. I know I have definitely been there myself. So a lot of times when we start to get the hyper focus, then we layer worry on top of it. We worry about the kids, we worry about in-laws, we worry about husband's gonna do, wife's gonna do, any number of things. I want to teach you what I call the Ketchup Paradox, because this can be really helpful to understand when you find yourself in sort of this hyper vigilant worrying mode around your mixed faith marriage. So my husband would go, still does, he goes to the fridge, opens it up, says, Brooke, we're out of ketchup. And I'm pretty sure we're not. So I go and, poke my head around his shoulder. There it is, top shelf, middle position, ketchup. He just can't see it. So this happens all the time. This ketchup paradox happens all the time in our marriages, especially mixed faith ones. We are so focused on the problems, we cannot see all the wonderful things, all the benefits, all the solutions, all of the things that can help us and help us feel better right there in front of ourselves. Just like the ketchup on the shelf. We just can't see it, even though it's right there. So our brains are so efficient. They find evidence to support our beliefs. And if our belief is this marriage is hard, if our belief is there's a lot of problems here, if our belief is this isn't going to work out, that's what we're going to see. That's the ketchup paradox. So you have to spend extra effort with very conscious direction for finding evidence for how your Mormon mixed faith marriage is okay, and maybe even positive. I'll give you 3 tips on how to do this. 1, you've got to ask better questions. Instead of saying questions like, why is this so hard? We can't figure this out. How are we going to figure this out? How are we going to talk about this? What are we going to do about this? Those are all very worry-fueled, fear-based decisions. You need to switch the quality of those questions to, how could this be okay? How were we okay today? How were we okay this week? What is working? What might be some of the benefits of this situation? You really got to start thinking outside of the worry box and asking better questions about your mixed faith marriage. Point 2, focus on what's working. I consider this like if you have your hand on volume dials, you got to turn the volume up on what's working and the volume down on what's not working. So sometimes we have to start kind of low here. What's working? We fed the kids dinner. We took the dog for a walk. My glasses get crooked. Sorry about that. We paid the bills. Maybe that's where you need to start. And then you can move up the ladder. We shared a joke together. We had a moment of connection. We were able to sit on the couch and watch a show together. Whatever it may be, I want you to focus on what's working. Now, there may be 10 things in the course of a day that aren't working and just one that is. I don't care. Focus on that. It will be a super tremendous benefit in the long run to develop this skill of focusing on what's working. Now, I can hear you, but Brooke, won't I be putting my head in the sand and ignoring maybe some things? When I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about this is a relationship where you are committed to it working, where it's already a basic healthy foundation. I'm not talking about relationships of abuse. I'm not talking about relationships where there are very, very unhealthy patterns. Focus on what's working is one of the best skills you'll develop in making a good relationship, a good marriage, a sound marriage, a fantastic marriage. Okay? 3, celebrate your wins. No matter how small. Celebrate those wins. Celebrate sitting together. Celebrate having a good conversation, or even parts of a conversation that were good. Celebrate that. Even if the conversation was about soccer practice, celebrate that. Celebrate when you've communicated well. Celebrate when you were gentle, when you were kind, when you did connect. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Because when we celebrate, we're training our brains to find what's working, right? Before we're so focused on the problem, these 3 tips are ways to start focusing on solutions. before we were so focused on what was negative, these 3 tips help us to start focusing on what's positive, and we can use our brain as a tool to actually improve our marriage. Okay, if you found this helpful, go to my website, get on my email list, and you will get a ton more really valuable tools in your inbox on a regular basis. Best way to do this is to go to the website and get my free mini course. You'll get on my email list and you'll get my free mini course. It's a win-win. All right, wishing you the best.